So yeah, took a few days away from dealing with the stuff that comes out of the back of the cows to dealing with the stuff that goes in the front of the cows. So we're in the brand new hayfield, the one that we cut the cover crop on, and yeah, the alfalfa really came on billy goats. Stupid sorghum, Sudan grass, that's it. That's what it amounted to this year, that. So I'm pretty much leaving all the hilltops and I'm just cutting all of the lower, heavier ground, because as you can see, there's quite a bit there. So even if I get 100 bales and they're going for, geez, some people are asking $150 a bale, that'll sure help fix the tractor. Let's get the bad tranny. Now, North Americans will know what I'm doing here. Can't really see him, kind of down in a hollow here. Kind of see away in the distance. But the Europeans will be like, what? Are you drunk? Are you on your wacky backy there, Piper Duck? So that is straight north. So these are southwest to northeast. And as the Canadians will know, and some of the Americans, the snow predominantly comes from the northwest, the winds anyway. Some of the biggest dumps come from the east, but the wind predominantly comes from the northwest. So these are snow catchers. So yeah, you'd put, well, you can do it every strip if you want, but I do 2 passes and then I leave a foot, because that makes it strong enough that the snow catches on it and it builds up and it creates snowbanks. Traps snow, keeps moisture. So yeah, there'll be a good few bales out here, and it's good quality, like big, you can see right there, big leaf. So it'll be high quality stuff. So we've got a week. At the end of this, in the coming week, it's supposed to go down in the teens and never come back up until next spring. So got this week to dry this down. Even if it doesn't go all the way down, we can bale it and wrap it and make it into haylage or whatever, but she'll make good feed anyway. Some people ask why don't, hopefully you can hear me. Some people ask why we don't, why we don't just turn the cows in here and let them eat it. Well, I'll show you why. While this hay is a brand new stand, it's not rooted down very deep yet, so it tears very easily. I try not to spin when I'm turning, but you imagine all the cows in here munching, they would just be pulling that right out of the ground. So you got to leave it at least 2 years before you can turn cows onto it. So, get back at her. Fair bit to cut. Hay is cut. Hopefully baled up by the end of the week. And today is choppy chop chop day. Of course, it's blowing like a bugger today. You can kind of make that out by the corn getting blown all over Hell's half acre behind him, because he's got the tractor and trailer, I think it's behind him, not the truck and trailer. So hopefully most of it's making it back to the trailer. You can kind of see some of that corn is not great. wintering trailer. So yeah, we're into the first week of October, and today is supposed to be 29 degrees. It was 27 yesterday. It's supposed to be 28 tomorrow. And then by the end of this weekend, nighttime is supposed to be 2. So I think it's safe enough to say that we're about to get to winter. Well, late fall, early winter. It's like a light switch. Get it all in the trailer, bud. Heck! You're wasting my stuff. Okay. Back to the poop. And we're back to Megan. It's the wife of the guy driving the chopper. She's one of the truckers. She's a tough cookie. Hard working. Probably the hardest working out of the whole crew. I don't think any of them would argue with me on that one. That's the hard part about this. They've got 3 trucks on here, but when they're in the short stuff, 2 trucks could probably keep up. But every so often they'll get into a patch of the big stuff, and they need all 3 trucks, or tractors and trailers. Yeah, and the funny part is the guy driving the chopper also sowed the corn. Dana, he's the guy that we paid to come and plant it because we didn't have a planter at the time. And they don't normally do custom seeding, but I asked him and he said, yeah, I'll give her a shot. Worked out quite well, apart from near the end he lost one of the packers. Or the press wheels, you call them, on his planter. Well, silage is all done. So yeah, what was left of last year's silage pile is here. So yeah, we've should be enough here to get us through. Kind of roughly calculated of our normal silage pile. This one is probably about 150 to 160% of normal. Reason being, the silage ended up not being a great crop. So instead of it sitting out there and maybe some of it not getting used to its full potential by cattle grazing, plus the longer we leave it out there, the longer these dang birds will strip the cobs. So I'd far rather have it in this pile. and lose all the seeds from the cobs. So it was already an uphill battle as it was. So there you go. So crop insurance will come out and measure it, because at that end it starts off about 40 feet wide. And yeah, I'm going to go and cut the Sudan grass. So yeah, when crop insurance comes out, they're going to weigh these bales to subtract that from the corn crop, which is not a lot to subtract, but it is. And then you see how wide it is at this end, which is probably closer to 60 feet wide at this end. But we were starting to run out of room at this end, and I said to them, don't worry about how wide you need to go, it don't matter. So if I have time, the plan is I'm going to grab some of these bales that are kind of part burst, take them up there and cut them open and bleh, and then form a roof over the top of the silage with straw, because straw is a really good insulator. So if I have time. Sorry, I'm chewing. I'm eating one of my cannabis edibles. CBD, not the wowie stuff, just the normal medication stuff. This past week here, a week ago tomorrow, I was in having more injections in my spine. So I actually took the day off, the whole day. They did 4 needles into my back. So it was working really good, but today I'm feeling kind of crusty, so I took some cannabinoids. So here's the problem with my little trek. 2 miles back and forward to the field to spread poop. It's this. This is what this stretch of road on the peak of a hill is made out of. Like I said, you look at this. So I have to ship down because the whole thing is sliding down the hill. And it's hard on the machine because it's punching out. I'm scared I'm going to break an axle or blow the transmission. I already have one machine down. So we've got 2 or 3 more hours left, and that'll be the corrals done. I do have a couple of old piles out here, so what I'll end up doing is putting the bucket back on the tractor, bring the poop spreader here, unhook it, and then just scrape up a couple of loads that's out here, and then go out and spread it on the hilltops where it's most needed. Because believe it or not, underneath this turf is pure sand, kind of like you see in the other part of the video where I'm holding the dust from the road. Yeah, that's pretty much what's underneath here. That's why you don't want to do tillage up here as much as possible anyway. So yeah, you can see, still going. So this field is a ½ mile long, and then you take the width of the poop spreader, like what is it, 10 feet or so. So you can kind of do the math. So this is where I'm at. Right here, and that's how much is left to go. But going by how many more loads I'll get out, I won't get all the way to the end. So I'm gonna put this video up, and then probably the next one will be getting at baling the very last hay for the year. That'll be up there, but first the field just next to here, the one that was sowed last year, and that's the brand new stuff. So we'll bring you back for that. Join me in next video. So yakida.